Are we live?
We're live. Let's go. Let's rock.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what's good, y'all? It's the Chillmeister Chris Gary, and you're not watching a regular edition of Focus Fights Audio, nor are you listening to a regular edition of Focus Fights Audio. This is basically, in more ways than one, a special edition of Focus Fights Audio because not only do you have myself and JayWolf involved, but you also got KingCillo involved, and he was one of the original members of the Focus Fights Audio crew with myself, Framus, and Steve Carmen. And we're basically ready to do something a little bit different to celebrate RIZIN's 10-year anniversary. As you plainly screen right now, we got 5 topics. We got a whole bunch of answers. We got things that we probably haven't talked about in ages, but hey, no better time than the present to talk about them now because we can just go ahead and say that this is RIZIN Jeopardy, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yes,
Well,
RIZIN
I'm
Jeopardy
alive for the
10-year
long
anniversary
time.
edition.
Yes, 10-year anniversary edition. So I'm KingCillo. I've been listening to the show for a long time. Like Jay Krish was saying, I've been a member of Focus Fights for a long time. Not very active, but this is really my first time being an active contributor to the show. So thanks for having me on.
No problem, man. I appreciate you being on it. Oh, 10F. 10, T and F is saying RIZIN Decade. I
Oh,
mean,
that's our bro. Oh gosh, like Furuhasa, right? Here, let me get his name up. He's always
it's full of hot.
contributing.
In that case,
Yes.
say domo arigato gozaimasu. Thank you for joining us on this program, and we hope you can share it out to the masses so that people wonder what the hell we're doing. But still, though, point of the matter is, as you can see, it's just like whose line is it anyway? In this case, the points are made up and nothing really matters. But in this case, when it comes down to Ryan's 10-year anniversary, it does kind of matter because we have been following this promotion for the last decade through its ups and downs. So, what better way to basically quiz ourselves and you watching or you listening in the case of the video audio format, you know, how much you know about your RIZIN knowledge?
So our contestants today will be taking turns answering questions in a Jeopardy-like format.
And this is all in celebration of the Epic RIZIN's 10-year anniversary.
Yep, just something a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be more 10-year anniversary shows coming up within the next weeks and months. So this is just the first one. So we just figured we'd do something a little bit different here.
And we're supposed to talk about like the topics as we bring up the questions, right?
We can do that too.
Yeah, so like each of the questions Jeopardy answers, will bring us into a topic that we talk about during this trip down memory lane of the RIZIN Decade Anniversary special here.
Yep, that's the idea here. So I guess we should get started. Who wants to go first, or should you do rock paper scissors or something?
Well, hey Chris, go first. It's your show. It's your show.
Well, since I'm obviously the host, I think I might as well go first, and we got the topics listed on the board. Title time, previous fighting foreigners. The safe word is, and finally, Asakura family. And in this case, it's not only having to do with Kai Asakura and Mikuru Asakura, but also unrelated family member Kana Asakura, who just retired late last year. So it basically has a lot to do with anybody named Asakura that has fought in RIZIN over the last decade. So
I believe there's only been 3.
I mean, yeah, exactly. But still, though, since I'm the host of this show, might as well go ahead and go first. And I will pick Fighting Foreigners for 100. This fighter was the first Azerbaijani fighter in RIZIN history. Mm, who is Tofik Musayev?
That is correct.
Oh, nice.
And of course, we all know that Tofik Musayev fought in RIZIN from 2017 to 2019, if I'm not mistaken, winning the RIZIN Lightweight Grand Prix in 2019, defeating UFC veteran Johnny Case and Bellator veteran Patricky Pitbull Fury in succession on the same night to win that tournament.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, JayWolf.
Oh, I was going to want to point out that was when they were still doing the one night Grand Prix finals. That was a sensational tournament, and Patricky Pitbull had done scored a fantastic soccer grounded kick knockout of the Brazilian fighter. Gosh, it's slipping my mind right now. What's the name again?
Gustavo.
Yeah, Gustavo. Jeez, thank you. Gosh, Killer Gustavo. Luis Killer Gustavo. Patricky Pitbull got a sensational grounded kick knockout on him, then had to face Tofik Musayev in the final, and then Musayev got him, of course, and then Musayev won the Grand Prix, and then of course went on to lose to Satoshi-san. So that by a sensational like flying triangle-esque type of a submission. So that was quite a sensational run for Musayev there.
Mm-hmm. Now,
yeah, so for an opening round, Tofik won against Damian Brown. So that was in the first round there, and that was so he had like a great run up until ran into Satoshi. And he had that big long layoff too during COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Just like everybody else around the world did. Now,
the international fighters were having problems with the visas and stuff like that because of stupid COVID. And that we should mention how remarkable it was that the Epic RIZIN not only navigated through COVID, but came out on the other side just all the more stronger. Didn't they lose their Fuji TV deal during COVID?
Yeah, I think they lost in 2022. Yeah.
Right, so that was right in the aftermath of COVID. They lost the Fuji TV deal, and they were still having to be like that's when they switched to more of a domestic product, more of a Japanese centric product, and it actually really made them become like stronger and really refine their brand to where they were scoring fantastic. They found out they were a pay-per-view viable company, and just I just think they navigated the pandemic beautifully. And we're just now finally getting out of that to where they're bringing international fighters back. They got RIZIN.TV up and running. And
hey Jay, we get it. I mean, as you can plainly see, there's a game show going on right now.
He's scared. He wants to delay the game as long as possible.
Yeah. I mean, kind of think of it. You know what? I'll throw the next question to you. You can pick whatever choice you want.
Oh, okay. I gotta see what this category. What is the safe word is? I'll go. The safe word is for 100.
Okay. Kana Asakura submitted Reina Kubota in the RIZIN Women's Super Atomweight Grand Prix in 2017 via what submission hold?
Oh, that's a good one. It's slipping my mind. I'm gonna say, was it an armbar? What is an armbar? Rear naked choke. Darn. Hey, well, you know what? I know why that slipped my mind because I blocked it out because that never happened. Reina actually, she was supposed to win that sensational Grand Prix, and stupid Kana Asakura played the spoiler for our girl, our striker queen, Reina, and her time to shine. But man, that was so much fun. Reina's run through that Grand Prix was looking so good, and then she just couldn't handle Kana Asakura's grappling. But man, if she only could have won that, man, Reina would be this even more of a superstar than she already is. But
I think it was also a good outcome for RIZIN with Kana Asakura winning.
Yeah.
Really, why was it better for that? Because they got another star or something?
New star, young star, new face. You could have a second person in the division where you could really promote around. And then it led up to the rematch. I think next year in 2018, I think it was actually the first headlining women's bouts in RIZIN history, and the only one until I think 2022 is Seika Izawa versus I think in that Grand Prix that they had in 2022, the super atomweight. I think she was a headliner. But anyways, I think it was still a good outcome that Kana Asakura won. If it couldn't be Reina, Kana Asakura was a good choice to win that tournament.
Yeah, of course. But let's go ahead.
Furuhasha-san is giving us some good comments down there talking about when RIZIN actually lost the Fuji TV deal, and that was right around the time of the match. That was the big kickboxing fight between Tenshin Nasukawa and Takeru that like set all kinds of records that RIZIN is pretty much equaling now this year with the just the sensational Super RIZIN 4 event that they had where they almost got this, like, didn't the match get like 50,000 spectators? And the Super RIZIN 4, they had another one before that was like 48,000. Which one was that? Or is that part of the Jeopardy questions?
Oh my God. Can we please continue on with the game?
Okay, all right. Let's go.
Okay. I got next since I'm the only one that actually had a right answer so far. And seeing the fact that, you want to open up new categories, I'll go ahead and say previous pre for
100?
Yes, 100. This fighter was a participant in the first two RIZIN Grand Prix tournaments. I will probably go ahead and say Carl Albrechtsen. Oh, wait, actually, who is Carl Albrechtsen? Jiri Prohaska. But yeah, I can totally understand that it was Jiri Prohaska because of the fact that, he was dominant in RIZIN. He pretty much set the mold for what the promotion would become down the line.
Yeah, he was, man, arguably the best foreign fighter they've had in RIZIN. And do you guys remember how in those initial RIZINs, like it was rumored that he was the one that had them do the 10-minute first rounds. Remember they used to do the 10-minute first rounds when they first started?
Mm-hmm.
And that was reportedly rumored to be at Jiri Prohaska's request. So he was just full on Bushido as Jiri Prohaska. And just, man, him and Nemkov are probably the two best foreign fighters to come out of the Epic RIZIN so far. And that, first Grand Prix with them, the light heavyweight Grand Prix, man, that crop of fighters that they discovered, that had Jiri, that had Nemkov, the Albrechtsen that Jay Krish was talking about. Other guys, excellent fighters, man. And just, hats off to the Epic RIZIN scouting division. They're always finding these diamonds in the rough here, and to make a whole Grand Prix of them. I'm guessing that's why you guys are so harsh on them for the heavyweight Grand Prix this year, because you expect it to always be like how well they did with their initial Grand Prix scouting with the light heavyweight Grand Prix.
Here's the thing, Jay. That Grand Prix right now is a bunch of lowered expectations. I highly doubt that you're going to be. I mean, I know how much you are when it comes down to, loving Grand Prix tournaments, but still, that tournament is going to be, as I said prior to this, the drizzling shits.
I don't know. I think Soldakin's is a good fighter. He could be the next Jiri and Nemkov.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And that Grand Prix that Jiri Prohaska won, both of them actually, that was still when they were doing the one-night Grand Prix finals. and I would very much like them to return to that because
I mean, just to clarify, Jiri Prohaska was a runner-up in the RIZIN 2016. No, Jiri Prohaska was a runner-up in the light heavyweight Grand Prix in 2015 when he lost to Muhammad Lawal, otherwise known as King Mo. Then came back and won the whole damn thing in 2016. I mean, people tend to forget who he defeated in that tournament final. No, wait, actually, no. Wrong. I'm an idiot. He competed in 16 and made his way through to the second round, but got injured. So he wouldn't.
that was the open weight Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was the
the
open
open weight.
Prix. But still, though, let's go ahead on and continue with this tournament. I mean, with this Jeopardy. Shit, I be watching way too much TV. You know, I've done Jeopardy Tournament of Champions, but still, though, your selection, Jay.
I'm gonna go title time for 100.
Okay. Jiri Prohaska knocked out this fighter to become the first and so far only RIZIN light heavyweight champion.
Oh my gosh, what was his name? That was it the UFC guy? What was his name? Gosh darn it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Remember, he knocked him out and he like bounced off the canvas. Go ahead. It's too late. I can't remember. I can't remember the time of it.
I'm gonna go ahead and take a wild.
Oh, it was King Mo. Never mind. So I was thinking, who was the guy they knocked out afterwards?
I mean,
like,
it's pretty obvious knocked out because of the fact that King Mo beat him in the tournament final.
Yeah, but who was the guy that I was after that before I went to the UFC? CB Dollaway. That's the one I'm thinking about. Darn it. Well, I would have been wrong anyways. So it was King Mo. But yeah, that was he avenged the loss to an open weight Grand Prix and knocking out King Mo. That's right. So that was good stuff. And that open weight Grand Prix was absolutely sensational. That was when Crow Cop won that one, right? And that was just, man, what a great sight that was to see Crow Cop win the Grand Prix, defeating two guys in one night. And getting that. I remember our good friend Teep to the Junk would always talk about it. Crow Cop was awarded the Double Dragon Trophy. Like they had a special, like it was like I think it was Psy Games was a sponsor. I don't know how I can remember that, but it was a video game sponsor, and he had like a dragon trophy and like a dragon Psy Game sponsored belt, and it was just a great moment seeing Crow Cop just get all the accolades. This is after he'd also become a King K1 champion as well. So yeah, there you go. See that with the two dragons on either side of the belt, and the dragon trophy with the dragon claw holding the orb.
Of course.
Man, is that cool looking.
Still though, let's go ahead and continue. JayWolf, I'm gonna let you choose this time around. For me,
I just did. It's your turn.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me go ahead and choose Asakura family to wrap up the 100s. This Asakura has no fights outside of Japan. I'm going to go ahead and say that's Kana.
Oh, you got it right.
I mean, it was an easy layup because of the fact that she wasn't tested throughout her career against really any foreign opposition outside of, if you want to say, Miyu Yamamoto. But still, though.
Some King of the Cage fighters, but they weren't too good.
Who has Mikuru fought outside of Japan?
Yeah, the Asakura brothers fought on a Road FC card.
Oh, okay. So Mikuru fought in Korea.
I shouldn't say that. Yeah, I shouldn't say that. Maybe a spoiler for a future part of the category.
Oh my God! Let's go ahead and continue on with the game. I'll give you the next selection, Jay.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I gotta get some points on the board here. Let me go with previous pre for 200, please.
Okay. These fighters participated in both RIZIN Super Atomweight Grand Prix tournaments.
This is actually kind of hard.
Man, that is hard. I'm gonna say one of them was Kana, and Rana did not participate in the second Grand Prix. So was it? Man, Hamasaki. It was Reina. What? I thought she didn't participate in the second one.
Kana Asakura and Reina Kubota.
I cannot believe I can't remember that Reina participated in the second one. I thought that maybe it was the third one that she didn't participate in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, come to think of it, they've had more tournaments for the women than they have for the men in a single division.
I know they gotta remedy that. They need to be. I loving this year how they're bringing back the Grand Prix and had two of them so far. The flyweight one's awesome, the heavyweight Grand Prix is awesome, but they gotta go return to tradition and go back to the one night final. So is this all right? Is this the first one here, 2022? This one is
the second one in 2022.
And Reina was in that one too?
Yeah, she had an injury here.
Oh, okay. So that's what happened. She got injured.
It was a broken orbital.
Oh, okay. So that's why I couldn't remember it, because she got injured and left it in the first round. Man. All right. Jeez. I should have just said Reina anyways, darn it. Would have had some points finally.
Well, now you're gonna have to pick one for me, Jay.
Okay, let's go. The safe word is for 200. I'm curious about this category. I love this category. It's funny.
Oh, Horiguchi used this submission hold to win his first RIZIN Bantamweight World Championship. I'm going to go ahead and say that submission hold was a Kimura.
Guillotine.
Of course.
So it was against. Okay, so JayWolf, who was it against?
Oh, was it? Oh my gosh, how am I? I'm free, dude. It wasn't Horiguchi, was it? I mean, not Horiguchi. It wasn't against Oji Kubo, was it?
How about Jay Chris? You know who it was?
I think it was against Kai.
His nickname has Wolf in the.
Wolf. Oh my God. I mean,
Darian Caldwell.
Oh,
that was part of the Grand Prix.
Damn it!
Oh no, that was a title defense.
Actually, we were both kind of stumped because Darian Caldwell is now continuing his career elsewhere with real American freestyle wrestling.
But, is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's doing the gimmick of the now deceased Terry Bollea. But still, though, point of the matter is when it comes down to that particular fight, that was actually the second half of that was actually the
right
first
before Mayweather detention.
Yeah, that right before Mayweather detention, but was also the first of two fights, like an 8-month time span, because Horiguchi beat Caldwell handedly on New Year's Eve. Then Horiguchi went to the world's most famous arena and beat Darian Caldwell for the Bellator Bantamweight title.
And another RIZIN fighter was also on this card. Can you name them?
Brandon Kubota.
Yeah.
Of course.
You don't get any bonus points for that.
Of course I don't. Now, let's go ahead and continue on with the game. I'll go ahead and pick next for you, Jay. And I choose Fighting Foreigners for 500.
Whoa.
500? Jeez.
Okay. This fighter was the first South Korean to compete in the RIZIN Fighting Federation.
Oh my gosh.
This isn't as hard as it sounds. I say he's...
Kim?
Oh,
yes!
Jay was on the board. 500.
Think about it. Soo Kim fought on the first RIZIN FF card on December 29th, 2015. I mean, who was his opponent, to be honest? As we see
Let's
right
see here.
now, Combat Sports Today is shouting us out. The boys. How
Oh,
are
what's up, Combat Sports Today? Great to have you, fam.
you?
Loving your coverage. Hey, make sure you guys this weekend also after the UFC. That's when they're having the flyweight Grand Prix. The voting thing is happening this weekend. So make sure you all tune in for that to see what the flyweight Grand Prix matchups are going to be for the next round of the flyweight Grand Prix and who gets voted as the alternate and how that all works out. I think that's going to be this Saturday night after the UFC, right? Or is it Sunday night?
I would think so.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
And Code Mayday is saying, great show, boys.
Oh, nice. Cole Mayday, thank you. Appreciate y'all tuning in. So yeah, Socho Kim, fantastic. Who is he? Who is he on the? Who did he face on that first RIZIN? By the way, that first RIZIN was absolutely sensational. You know, that was when they did the. If you guys remember, that was when they had like the theme of like, you know, they were like passing the torch from Pride to RIZIN. That's when they had Takada out there banging the drum in the fundoshi, and they had a fantastic opening ceremony for that. They used the Pride theme. This is before they had the RIZIN intro theme, and they used
that, and they also used Rage Against the Machine's Guerrilla Radio.
Yeah. So it was really cool, unique RIZIN in the history of RIZIN, and it was a big show too. It wasn't Fader on that one. Everything. I mean, dude, that was a fantastic show. They also had what wasn't that the opening round of the Grand Prix?
Well, it was the opening and closing round of these. It was split into two events. New Year's Eve 2015. So there was an event on the 29th and then the 31st, and so there was a lot of fights in that open weight or that light heavyweight Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was a good time, man. What a way to kick off the epic RIZIN.
It was a good time, JayWolf, but all we managed to get over here on this side of the Pacific is a shitty competition.
No, but there was ways that we were able to watch it live, and then yeah, you're right. That was when the Spike TV geniuses are like, oh, let's air it on the next day, the next morning at 10 a.m. in the morning. Like, dude, come on, what are you guys thinking? And like you know, but the marketing for that was kind of cool. That was the whole breakfast with Fader marketing they had for Spike TV. But you know, of course, you know, as hardcores, we found a way to watch it live anyways. And you know, we DVR'd the Breakfast with Fader show on Spike TV. But showing it live was just so much better. That's where you got to experience the opening ceremonies and everything. And it was just, man, it was that. Those first two epic RIZINs were really, really fun, historic events. And I'm glad you got those in the questions because that is definitely a pivotal moment in the epic RIZIN's decade-long history.
Okay, we continue on with the game now. I will go ahead and pick the safe word for 400. Kanako Murata won back-to-back RIZIN fights with this submission hold. I will think, and what was a rear naked choke?
Von Flue. Whoa.
That's what got her into the UFC. I mean, you have to think about it. That win over Soraya Roscoe via Von Flue choke, I think it was back at RIZIN 21 back in 2020. That's what got her into the UFC. I mean, I don't know if it was RIZIN 21 or RIZIN 20, but still, though, that's what got her into the UFC off the back of that Von Flue choke.
And then her UFC debut, they absolutely robbed her.
Mm-hmm.
Is she still with the UFC, or are they? I
No.
can't see.
She's no longer in the UFC, and I think last time I checked, she was last fighting for Ganryujima Virtual as of last summer.
Oh, nice! Love those Ganryujimas.
Just last month, I guess, less than 20 days ago.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
nice. Didn't even realize
she
that.
fought again? I mean, like, seriously, Kanako Murata actually fought again?
Yeah, in the Middle East for whatever reason.
Well, they should bring her back to the Epic RIZIN then.
Yeah, no kidding. I've been talking about it.
I mean,
Get that strawberry.
Is she in the same weight class as Sikizawa?
Well, she could be. Like if
Well, dude, there you go. We gotta
27 pounds.
Dude, we gotta bring her back because that was Sikizawa is in serious need of some contenders right now. So
Rinda Kai rematch, big money fights. Okay,
that's
so
right. Okay, all right, it's my turn. I'll keep the game rolling. I know Jay Chris wants us to cut down the time here, so I'll keep it rolling. Let's do since you got the clicker on it, let's do Azakura family for 200.
Okay. This Asakura is the one with the most RIZIN fights.
Oh, I'm gonna say Mikuro. Who is Mikuro Azakura? Oh my God, are you serious? Man, I cannot get any of these right.
You got the 500 one right, which was.
I know, thank goodness, yes. So Kana has the most RIZIN fights out of all the different Azakuras?
Yeah,
Dude.
so she is 18.
I mean, come to think of it, it's hard to believe that she has fought in the RIZIN Fighting Federation ring or cage 18 times.
That is hard to believe.
So this is a very close question, though. I'm looking at it.
But yeah, in the one
17.
Kana Asakura has 18 fights. Kai Asakura has 16 fights. And Mikuru Asakura has 17, about to be 18.
Jeez. So
yeah, that's kind of a close question.
That was a tough question. Hey, and for Atasan's comment was fantastic. He's talking about to make RIZIN, seeing that happened to keep the streak of Japanese MMA having New Year's Eve specials every single year for the past 25 plus years. So because didn't that start in
the event name for that?
What?
I'm trying to remember the event name in 2014 that was at St. Thomas Super Arena, organized by Deep
Impact. It was called Deep Dream Impact.
Was that the one they did with Glory? For Hatsan, was that the one they teamed up with Glory to do where they had
it was 2012.
Oh, the Glory one was 2012? Oh, okay.
So this is the show that's at St. Thomas Super Arena. I can't imagine there being more than 5,000 fans there, but it was a crossover between Deep and Pancrase. So you had Kirioka, Toya, Ishitari.
Yeah, that series losing
pretty good
card.
Maeda.
Oh, nice. But yeah, that kept like Furuhata-san was saying, that kept the New Year's Eve streak going until the Epic RIZIN took over in 2015 for the 10 years ago.
The arena.
And this year's 10-year anniversary New Year's Eve event is going to be absolutely massive. Wait, is this year 10 years or was technically last year 10 years?
This year is 10 years.
This year is the 10th one. Okay, cool.
Will be the de facto 10th anniversary of the promotion. Now,
okay,
let's go ahead and continue on. Title time for 300. This champion has the most title defenses in RIZIN Fighting Federation history. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, who is Jiri Prohaska? Roberto Satoshi Sosa with 4. Not to mention 4 consecutive, and he's about to go for a 5th coming up at RIZIN 51.
You know, that's surprising considering he was just complaining about not doing title defenses, having non-title matches, and that's why they switched Hori's into a title match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's amazing. He actually has 4 title defenses, the most in RIZIN history so far, and he was complaining about not getting enough title defenses in. So they gave him the next one as a title defense. But that's cool. That's cool for Hori. Hori gets a chance at a shot at the title. So that's going to be a big fight. That's coming up next month. September 28th on RIZIN.TV. Make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be a big, big show. It's going to have the Flyweight Grand Prix semis and the Heavyweight Grand Prix final on that. It's going to be awesome.
And not to mention, the dude is 12-2 in RIZIN. And yes, we're saying 12-2 because of the fact that the AJ McKee fight did take place at RIZIN 40 on 2022.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because that was one of the greatest events in the RIZIN's 10-year history so far. That was the Bellator versus RIZIN New Year's Eve special. That was just absolutely sensational, and just, man, that was one of my favorite events that I've ever seen. Look, Furuhata-san got it right too, Jay Krish. Hey, don't be giving him the answers in the comments before he gets the chance to answer.
Oh yeah, of course.
We're trying to compete for points here.
Here's the thing, though. Roberto Satoshi Sosa is currently riding a 4-fight win streak. All 4 of those wins by way of first round knockout or first round submission. How soon do you think it'll be before he realizes, hey, I think this division is over me. I think I need to move on to something else.
Never. Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Jinx KC, you owe me a Coke.
Yeah. Just line them up and don't put them down.
That's right, dude. There's no way. Satoshi is the king of the lightweight division so far until somebody knocks him off. And, you know, the fight between Patricky Pitbull and oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now live, dude. I don't know why I do that. Who just
Pitbull and Shunta Nomura.
Nomura, thank you very much. That was supposed to be for the title, a title shot at Satoshi. But didn't Nomura get hurt or something, and then that's why Hori got plugged in?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, yeah.
I think so. So, you know.
Oh, and Furuhata-san is letting us know that RIZIN 51 that we're talking about here, where Satoshi's going to make the title defense against Hori, that is in Nagoya in a new arena called the IG Arena. Interesting. Furuhata-san, how many spectators does that fit in there? How many can be in attendance? Is that like a 10,000 plus, 20,000 plus arena? Oh, it looks pretty big there.
I mean, come to think of it, I'm basically doing my due diligence to search as well.
That looks like a 20 plus thousand arena. It looks like a hockey arena type of a deal.
It's gonna be good for entrances over here.
That's probably exactly what they'll do. They'll probably have the ring somewhere in the middle and have the one side for the entrances.
The capacity of this arena, 17,000.
Oh, cool. So it is right around 20,000.
But that's 17,000 when you don't add the fact that they also do sumo events, and that has 7,800.
Oh, well, you know, it'll probably. I bet you it'll be around, 12 to 15,000 because you got to close that one side down for the entrances. So you could probably expect 10 to 15,000 fans in attendance for that. And that's September 28th, RIZIN 51. It's going to be awesome. Going to have Satoshi-san defending against Hori and 2 Grand Prix. I mean, and a bunch of other cool fights that, don't have time to mention because I know Jay Krish want to get back to the game and get this time limit down.
I'll take fighting foreigners for 400. Name the 2 Iranian fighters in RIZIN Fighting Federation history. Hint. Think cheating ass big guy.
Hey, isn't this supposed to be my turn? Because didn't you just get the one before?
I'll give the question to you, JayWolf.
Ali Akbari and Sina Karimian.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes!
The Iranian Hulk and the hero of foul play who doesn't give a fuck.
And I love how Sina's making the transition to MMA. That was a very fun fight that he just won. And everyone's saying I believe this next matchup they should work to make him fight. The matchup right there they just have on the screen versus the Kaiju Killer. Sina Karimian did very well on that, better than I thought. And I'm excited to see him. The matchup everyone's calling for is Cena versus Ed Polo King. I think that'd be an absolute banger. and I'm really looking forward to seeing Cena develop at heavyweight, and same at Polo King, but just really exciting additions to the heavyweight division. And then Amir Ali Akbari, he went on to go, he made it to the finals of the Grand Prix, and I believe it was Crow Cop that got him in the finals of the Grand Prix, right? And
it was Mirko Kokoff who defeated him in the finals in 2016.
Yes, and then he was he an Olympian in wrestling or just a world's wrestling guy?
He was a world's wrestler, but he got his credentials destroyed. Well, actually, no, he got his credentials taken away from him because dude liked to pop steroids, like their kids.
So it was not the Olympics; it was just the worlds. Still, he was a good.
But pretty much, it disqualified him from the Olympics.
Okay, but then after RIZIN, he went to One Championship, had a successful career in One Championship. Is he still with One Championship?
I wouldn't say he had a successful career with One. I mean, I wouldn't say he had a successful career with that damned One Championship.
Why not?
I mean, the dude went 4-3.
That's over 50%. That's more wins than losses.
Yeah, look at who he got beat the fuck up by. Ji-Won Kang got knocked out. Anatoly Valley got knocked out. Marcus Buchecha Almeida got choked out. And now the dude's back in ACA, where he will be competing, I think, tomorrow as we're doing this live against some guy by the name of Salimgare Rasulov.
Well, I think he's a good heavyweight fighter, and I would like them to bring him back since he's already been in Epic RIZIN before, and they got some good footage from him. So I think they should bring him back. He'd be a good addition to the heavyweight division. And I'm just really happy with how they're developing the heavyweight division so far. I think it's developing nicely.
And as far as Cena Karimian goes, all I gotta say is on September 7th, he's gonna get a warhead dropped on his forehead, courtesy of Blake Bulletproof Troop at K1 World Max. So yeah.
So he's doing the Chihiro Suzuki where he's fighting both in K1 kickboxing and mixed martial arts. That's pretty cool.
In this case, Jay, in this particular fight, it's gonna be MMA rules. I spoke to Blake.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Everyone's saying us the rebirth of K1 heroes.
Yeah, I spoke to Blake Troop about it. He also said it feels like the rebirth of K1 heroes, but he's definitely amped up and psyched up to basically put his pro wrestling prowess to beating the dog shit out of the hero at foul play and not giving a fuck.
Where is that interview located at, Jay Krish?
I will be putting the interview up for a future episode of Focus Fights Audio, which should be coming up immediately after this. Hopefully, barring any weather issues in my area, I will get it uploaded before that fight takes place.
All right.
Taking place September 7th. I got at least a few weeks to go in that window, barring any weather issues, to get that interview up. So when you hear it, y'all will be the first to know.
Well, and that fight for Cena is coming up in December, he said?
September.
September. So he could possibly be available to fight again in the Epic RIZIN in maybe in November or December, New Year's Eve. I'm just putting it out there. Just saying.
That's highly doubtable, especially considering the fact that the opponent he's facing off against, Bulletproof Blake Troop, the lights out extreme fighting heavyweight champion, he is no pushover for obvious reasons.
Yeah, so he fights him September 7th. Maybe he won't be on the November card because that'll probably be at the start of November, so that's a little bit too soon. But hey, New Year's Eve, that's a full 3-4 months away there, so that's pretty good. I think that's enough time for him to recover.
Yeah, of course. Let's go ahead and continue on with the game here. Title time for 500. Jay, this RIZIN Bantamweight champion was the first to defend his title.
No, this is your question because I just got the Cena and Ali Akbari question right. 400 to give me 900 points.
Okay, I got it here. This RIZIN Bantamweight champion was the first to defend his title. Let me guess. Who is Kiyoshi Horiguchi? Damn.
Inoue. Wow, I thought you were right.
Inoue.
I was getting so nervous. I'm like, oh no, he's getting closer.
I mean, just happened recently. Naoki defeated Yuki Motoya to retain his Rising Bantamweight title, meaning, in all proxy, he was the first Rising Bantamweight champion to actually defend and retain his title.
Were you correct though that Horiguchi was the Rising Bantamweight champion, or was he the Rising Flyweight champion?
He was both. He was the Rising Bantamweight champion, vacated that belt due to injury, then dropped that belt when he won it back and became Rising Flyweight champion.
And it was when he had both belts in Rizin and Bellator. Which was the Bellator belt he won? Bantamweight?
Yeah, Bantamweight.
Yeah, Bantamweight.
And that was when we gave him the nickname Gucci 2 belts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Horiguchi is one of the best fighters in Rizin history, in Rizin's 10-year history and Japanese MMA history. He's a fantastic fighter. And after this latest UFC run, I would love to have him back for a retirement tour in the Epic Rizin.
Now, as far as Naoki Inoue is concerned, how do you think that he will fare if he continues to, I don't know if he can finish an opponent. Right now, he's right. But if he continues to have exciting fights, how soon do you think it'll be before Naoki Inoue is mentioned in the same breath as the Kyoji Horiguchi as far as rising greatness is concerned?
Man, I don't know if he'll be able to be in the same mention as, Horiguchi and guys like, even Mikuru and stuff, because I just don't, he's just a bantamweight fighter, right? I mean, I'd say but he can be mentioned in one of the greats, definitely, with a couple more title defenses. But there's a tall task on his plate he's got coming up here. Because also at Rizin 51 on September 28th, we got Danny Sawatello, the Italian gangster. Who's he fighting against?
Shoko Sato.
Shoko Sato. That is the de facto #1 contender bout to see who faces Inoue next for the title belt.
And yeah, that's going to probably be a serious fight, especially for Sabatello, because all he wants to do is absorb and conquer.
Well, man, we saw the birth of a new mythical fighter with Sabatello in the Epic Rizin, the King K1 striker Sabatello, out of nowhere, just showcasing sensational striking in his Rizin debut. And I'm surprised they didn't give him a title shot off of that alone. Hopefully he signed a major contract with, more than just 3 fights so that they, because I was super impressed. Remember everybody was talking about I was going to be a boring, he was just going to lay and pray and smother his point. No, dude, it was new mythical fighter K1 striking Sabatello. That was absolutely sensational against, because it was against Ota, another wrestler. So we were thinking it was going to be, just a grappling fest, or as I like to call it, a grappler's delight. But no, Sabatello came in there as a new mythical fighter with K1 striking, just absolutely lit up Ota. Sensational. I'm really excited for his fight on September 28th against Sato to see who's facing Inoue. Who's facing Inoue for the belt next.
Okay, let's go ahead and continue on with this.
It's my turn for the one. Let's go. Fighting foreigners for 300, please.
Okay, this British fighter, this gotta be easy. This British fighter fought in the first ever Rizin fight ever.
Oh my gosh. Is this
Who?
James Thompson?
Yes. James the Colossus Thompson.
Yes. Got another one, baby.
Yes.
And the thing about James Thompson, do you remember what his original nickname was in Almighty Pride FC?
The Colossus?
No, it was the GOAT Mauro Ranallo gave him a fantastic nickname, calling him the Debt Collector.
I remember that.
I always thought that was a great one. I don't know why he wanted to change it, but I just thought that was so funny that I just thought that was a great nickname for him.
Come to think of it, the Colossus, fun fact, he fought on the last Pride FC show, Pride 34, back in 2007. So it made sense for him to fight on that first RIZIN card against, I think, Tsuyoshi Kosaka.
Yeah, TK.
Yeah, he fought Tsuyoshi Kosaka and lost, right?
Yeah, that was actually a barn burner.
Yeah, it was a
Not
banger.
the technique, but it was kind of exciting.
Yeah, that whole event was a banger. That definitely goes down as one of the greats in RIZIN history, in my opinion. And KC, for your top 10 list, do you count the first and second RIZIN event as one since they were only like a day or two apart?
No, I consider them to be separate events, but that original show that was on December 29th, 2015 is definitely in my top 5. That's just a
Okay.
very solid show. Besides the main event is one of the most depressing fights in modern MMA history of Sakuraba versus Aoki. So that kind of
Sakuraba. Yeah, I agree with KingCillo. That Shinya Aoki Kazushi Sakuraba fight definitely brought out the waterworks for a lot of people.
not in a good way.
Yeah, but that event was definitely one for the history books, and props to Epic RIZIN. I'm glad we're talking about it again for RIZIN's decade anniversary show here. That was just, man, those two events were so much fun.
Also, if you think about this for Colossus, for James Thompson, for his fight against Kosaka, that was in the middle of a 3-fight losing streak that wrapped up his MMA career. The other 2 opponents he faced off against during that time frame,
Bobby Lashley
and Phil DeFreeze.
Hey,
Wow,
that's still the no jokes, no joke opponents. Phil DeFreeze is the current KSW champion on a massive win streak right now.
Yeah, this may have been the start of his long win streak, or maybe, let's see here.
I mean, come to think of it, who's to say it wasn't? I mean, the dude's been fighting pretty much on the upswing for the last few years, and nobody even bothered to give him a call over at the UFC.
Yeah, very good finish rate too here. I mean, he's almost 40, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he is on quite the tear. Aisha, our good friend Aisha from the City Life Project podcast, he has him as the best heavyweight outside the UFC. And the Combat Sports Today fam, if I remember correctly, on their rankings for outside the UFC heavyweights, he's in the top 10, if not in the top 5, if I remember correctly. Might even be number 1 on their list as well. I'm just can't remember right now. If the CST fam is still watching and listening, let us know where you ranked him again. But definitely, they had a bunch of them. Definitely check out their feed, their Twitter handle, Instagram handle, all that good stuff. They have put a bunch of good graphics, good content. And regularly, they have rankings outside UFC fighters, and Phil DeFreeze is at the top of them on theirs, and Aisha's the City Life product as well. So, and that's also a request, possibly a future big collaboration bout between KSW and the Epic RIZIN Fighting Federation. So we'll see how that plays out in the future. But they're definitely collaborating because one of the participants in the Heavyweight Grand Prix, Marek Solmachuk, he is a KSW representative. So and also his Epic RIZIN fights have counted towards KSW rankings, making him go from number 10 up to number 3 right now. And our good friend Daniel Zubicki, he has reported that no matter what happens in the Epic RIZIN Grand Prix, if Marek wins it or if he gets not bumped off in the final, whenever he goes back to the KSW, he gets first crack at Phil DeFreeze's title for his performances in the Epic RIZIN. That's pretty cool. I'm loving the collaboration between the two companies, and that is a very good one of my favorite things in RIZIN's past 10-year decade history. Is I love their collaborations, and that started with that very first event. If you guys remember, they had Bellator. Remember, they had all the banners on there, the banners for the walkouts with all different companies they were collaborating with: Road FC, One Championship, Bellator, KSW. It was, man, that was so freaking awesome. That's where they got. That's where the federation part of their name came from, right? So I just want to point out that is one of my favorite things about RIZIN and their 10-year history so far, is their collaboration efforts. Just sensational.
Yeah, of course.
And it is your turn now, Casey.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
Casey, you want to pick a question for us?
how about title time 400?
Okay. This fighter had the shortest title reign in RIZIN Fighting Federation history at 92 days. I'm going to go ahead and say that was Yutaka Saito. Oh,
Dave. Oh man. I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was Tofik. Oh
but
wait, was that for just the titles, or is it for Grand Prix titles that counted in that question as well?
as crazy as it seems, and yes, this counts for both Grand Prix titles and actual titles, but as crazy as it seems, Manel Cape dropped the belt after 92 days just to go to the UFC, and now his record in the UFC matches his overall record in RIZIN, which is 6-3.
And he's in the. Is he still in the top 5 in the UFC?
Top 5, if not top 10.
No, he's definitely top 10. But I was wondering if he was top 5 yet. So I think he's on a fast track to the title shot. And if he would have beat Mokaev, he would have been fighting for the title already.
Well,
He's just messed up so many times in the UFC.
here's the thing. The dude's in the top 5, but people tend to forget Joshua Van is the new number 1 contender. So,
yeah. But if he would have beat Mokaev, he would have been fighting for the title already. So
Yeah, I'd say that's a safe bet.
definitely a safe bet.
I'd say this is almost a number 1 contender fight right here. If not,
I can barely see that. Who is that against? Who does it say?
Brandon Royval.
Oh, Brandon Royval. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That got canceled or what?
That's coming up.
Oh, it's upcoming fight.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
I mean, never mind. It was supposed to happen in June, and then with a foot injury. So he's definitely had his fair share of cancellated bouts. It's not always been him, but he's definitely had some self-inflicted wounds like this positive steroid test. Who cares about steroids? Am I right, JayWolf?
That's right. The UFC dumped USADA, so why do we even care about steroids anymore? They're not doing testing, or I mean, they're testing themselves. They have their own company testing themselves. Yeah, right. Get the heck out of here. They're not. Everyone's on steroids in the UFC. Give me a break.
Oh, no. Let's go ahead and continue on.
JayWolf, pick one. You're up.
Okay.
Oh, my turn. Okay, let's do. I want to go. I love your category. The safe word is. I think that's for submissions. So let's go. Yeah, safe word for 300.
Oh dear God. Joji Goto won back-to-back RIZIN fights with this innovative submission maneuver.
Oh, I love this one. This is back-to-back twisters, earning him a nickname, Mr. Twister. That was an absolute sensational. Joji Goto is probably one of the best grapplers. That solidified him as one of the best grapplers in RIZIN. And that was what a legendary run there where he had 2 twister submissions back-to-back. Absolutely sensational.
He needs booked again.
Well,
yeah, he does, huh? It says he doesn't have an upcoming fight here. I'm sure he'll be on one of the, if not, this is on September 28th, RIZIN 51. I'm sure he'll be on the November. Was it on November 11th? Is Landmark 12?
Yeah, November the 11th is Landmark 12. But the thing is, the dude just fought at Landmark 11 back on June 14th against Shinosuke Kashimura.
Yeah.
Victory.
Yeah. So maybe he'll be on the next Landmark as well. Landmark 12 in November. So
of course. I mean, I can forgive him for taking the damned one championship offer only to lose a fight. But still, though, the dude's a veteran of Shudo. The dude's a veteran of Pancrase. Dude has pretty much gotten plenty hoes, so to speak, with down to those twister submissions. And by the way, the people he defeated via Twister submission, Trent Nino Loco Girdham and Junior Hibino. Junior Ichibu Hibino.
Yeah,
But
that was one of the most legendary submission runs in RIZIN history. I mean, in MMA history, to be honest with you. Who has scored back-to-back twisters before? Nobody, right?
Anybody.
nobody.
That's right. So that was definitely a pivotal moment in not only RIZIN history, but mixed martial arts history as well.
I mean, you could basically say the Twister submission to him is like the Von Flue choke for Ovent St. Preux.
Yeah, that's right. This is his favorite submission.
Yeah, of course. Now, let's go ahead and continue. I'll pick the question this time.
All right.
I'll say Asakura family for 400. Ooh, this Asakura has more submission finishes than the other two combined. I'll say Kai. Damn it!
Kana again. Wow. Dude, how is Kana like the most? It seems like from KC, from your questions, that Kana's like the most accomplished Asakura.
And she's not even related to them. That's
I know, right?
But here's the thing. Homegirl has 6 submission victories on her credit, or at least had, now that she's officially retired. But the submission victory she has on her record. And keep in mind, this is just a claim into RIZIN, so to speak. She has a submission victory over Maria Neta Oliveira, a title-winning victory over Reina Kubota. Let's see here. She made Jamie Henslaw tap out on the Bellator extras on the RIZIN extras of a Bellator card, Bellator 237, and she has not accomplished a submission since. But it just sucked that she went 2-4 in her last 6, going out on a whimper in her career. But still, though.
Seika Zawa was pretty good. That was one of her best fights in her career.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's just crazy that she didn't win. But still, though, at least she'll have a lifetime of memories to at least go by. And if she ever wants to get back into fighting, hopefully the door will be open for her, right, Jay?
Oh, I'm sure it will. Did you see they gave her like a full-on retirement ceremony and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Epic RIZIN has this card game that they have going on right now, right? And one of the cards for their greatest of all time, their GOAT cards, Kana is featured on one of those. So they obviously hold her in high regards if they're putting her as one of the GOATs of the Epic RIZIN. They had guys like of course Fedor Emelianenko, the actual GOAT. Then they also had Takanori Gomi on there, the lightweight Japanese MMA GOAT apparently, and at least the OG one, right? And then I forget who the fourth one was, but yeah, they had Kana as one of them. So that just goes to show you that they hold her in high regard. So if she ever decided to come back, I'm sure they welcome her with open arms. So okay, I know KC, you can tell you're getting anxious because we're all right. Let's do previous pre for 300.
Okay, this sumo wrestler was a participant in the RIZIN Openweight Grand Prix back in 2016.
Who is Akebono?
No.
What?
Who is Baruto Idaho?
Oh, Baruto. Darn it.
There you go.
I'll give Jay Chris 300 on that.
Oh, wait. What? We're allowed to answer for the other one's questions?
I don't know whose turn it was. Was it? I thought you just got it right because you answered. Or no, wait. Okay, wait. Never mind. Let's take the points off.
Take it off. He's only got 200 still.
Think of it. If we're going by Jeopardy rules, if you get the answer wrong, I do have the opportunity to get the question right.
Well, how come I wasn't able to answer your questions earlier then?
That's what we should have done, but it's too late now, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, but
so Baruto fought, but then Akebono also fought in RIZIN, did he not?
Yeah, he fought against Bob Sapp at the RIZIN New Year's Eve 2015.
And lost in a shoot
Yeah, in
box.
a very bad fight. A lot of
Yes.
blood in that match too.
Yeah, a lot of blood
Akebono-
coming out the back of Akebono's head.
yeah,
Yeah, that was one
Akebono-
where everyone was surprised that Bob Sapp actually fought in that one and didn't give up, right?
Yeah,
And the crazy thing about it is the fact that Bob Sapp is 2-0 in RIZIN despite all the losses he's had. Boruto Kaido Overson is 3-1 overall in not only RIZIN but in MMA, and he has since retired to become a politician and to become a fixture over at Breaking Down.
yeah.
Well, hey, what was the question again? How was Akebono not the answer? Oh, it was the Openweight Grand Prix participant in 2016. Darn. So Akebono was a one-off with Sapp, and Baruto was the participant in the Grand Prix. Oh man, that's where it got me confused.
Down to Baruto Kaido Hoverson, he beat Kazuyuki Fujita, he beat Tsuyoshi Osaka, and then made his way to the heavyweight Grand Prix semifinals on New Year's Eve 2016, and lost to Mirko Krokop via knockout in 50 seconds.
That knockout was very funny because Baruto got knee to the gut and he ran all the way to the opposite corner, and Krokop just chased him down and delivered some punishment, which is like some hammer fists.
Yeah.
It's a very memorable fight.
Yeah, he did not like taking that Krokop knee to the belly.
No,
It
did
probably
not like
knocked the wind out of him.
I'm pretty sure it knocked more than the wind out of him. It knocked a few pounds off of him.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I mean,
All right, here let's keep it rolling. I know Jay Krish wants some time to come down. Oh yeah, now let's
Who's the
go.
comeback here?
I'm gonna go Azakura family for 500.
Uh-oh.
Okay. How many times have the Asakuras defended their titles?
Jeez, this is a hard one. I'm just gonna say.
To make
What?
this interesting, if the person gets it wrong, then the other person can guess.
Oh, we're doing that from now on? All right, fine. Okay. I'm going to say 5 times.
I'm going to guess none.
Oh.
0. Damn it. Jay Krish stole the answer.
I mean, it's very clearly, when it comes down to the Asakuras, especially when it comes down to Kai in this particular case, you know, he doesn't know how to defend the title. And I think I fear for that. If he does go to the UFC and win the flyweight title, he probably won't last long with that either.
Damn.
I mean, how many? They've won the titles before, though, so they've never defended them.
Yeah, because in his first title defense as RIZIN Bantamweight champion, he got knocked out by... I mean, in his first title defense as RIZIN Bantamweight champion, he lost to Kyoji Horiguchi, in case anybody needs a refresher course.
And who did Mikura lose to? Clever?
I think he lost to... Yeah, he did lose to Clever Koike.
See, I was getting the title wins confused with the title defenses, darn it. And I was second-guessing myself, trying to figure out. I'm thinking, it was for a 500 answer, so I figured, man, darn. All right. I can't believe you got to steal that answer from me, Jay Krish.
We have to make the game interesting. We're changing the rules all of a sudden.
I know. Hey, you can't do that when I'm so far ahead. I was going to win the whole thing. Now he's got a chance to make a comeback, darn it.
Okay, so from looking at this, the score is JayWolf 1,500 and me 700, right?
Yeah, you just mounted a comeback now with that $500 steal.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and pick this time. Title time for 300.
200? Yeah.
200. Yeah, these two fighters fought for the RIZIN featherweight title. Juntaro Ushiku and Yutaka Saito. Yutaka.
Oh, you're supposed to give me a chance to steal it, darn it.
Asakura. So come to think of it, don't I get at least half of that?
No, you gotta eat them both. It says the
And I
answer
need
to
to
the
get the
question
rules
is for two
consistent for next
fighters.
time.
And I mean, come to think of it, I still did not know that it was Yutaka Saito that fought Mikuru Asakura. But still, though, you have to think about it. When it came down to that particular fight taking place, and that took place back in November of 2020, it felt like forever and a day ago.
This was a dark era, I believe, of these events. These were some really boring events.
That was because after 2020, remember, that was right as the pandemic hit. And they were really hurting because they could not get any foreign fighters. They could only do all Japanese shows. And, just really hats off to the Epic RIZIN brass and everybody for
surviving it.
Exactly. And not only surviving it, they learned how to thrive from it. Like, because like Furuhata-san was saying, they during that whole pandemic thing, that's when they lost their Fuji TV deal, and they not only came out on the other side, but they thrived in it, becoming a pay-per-view viable company, getting massive attendance, and just because they had not established yet the Super RIZINs and all that stuff, right? Their only big show each year was New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
And after the pandemics, when they started doing the Super RIZINs in the summer with Floyd Mayweather, right? And Mikuru, and that's when they started establishing that. And now this year they got it to where we're getting two big summertime shows: Otoko Matsuri Men's Festival and Super RIZIN. So and also, man, mention that Otoko Matsuri. I just really want to say how awesome that opening ceremony was. I think the first RIZIN opening ceremony, the very first one in 2015 or 14, whatever it was, the New Year's Eve 2014 or 15, that opening ceremony was like a pride passing of the torch to RIZIN. Was sensational opening ceremony where they had the RIZIN drum to call the fundoshi. But I mean, the Otoko Matsuri one this year, to me, that was the best opening ceremony in RIZIN history, to where it arguably outshined the event. I mean, it was you could see it from the comments. People were talking about how incredible that opening ceremony was, where it had Bara Goat, the Rose Goat, Sakaki Bara-san, I like to call him. He was out there in the fundoshi doing the call and had the fighters come out there, and they had all the fighters. They had Mark Coleman from representing Almighty Pride FC. They had Jerry Prohaska representing RIZIN. They were in the fundoshi, and they had a bunch of other fighters in the fundoshis banging the drums for the new RIZIN tune. Man, that was just an incredible. And they brought back pyrotechnics for that one too. And just, man, that opening ceremony was sensational. Really, and I just want to give a shout out to the Epic RIZIN's pageantry that they do for us for these shows. This, I think, a really important part of this RIZIN decade is how. Remember, since we're talking about how the 2020 period, the pandemic period, was a dark period. That's when they stopped doing like the big opening ceremonies for a little bit, right? Remember? And then now they're finally starting to get back into that. Actually, just this year, I think. Remember, because I was complaining that they weren't having like pyrotechnics for their opening ceremony, just doing like smoke and lights and stuff. And now this year, they're finally and they weren't having anybody banging on the drum of the fundoshi. And just, man, this year, just incredible. So, for RIZIN's 10 years. So yeah, definitely kudos to them for surviving that pandemic and thriving, coming out for the better. Okay, all right, let's keep it rolling here. Okay, Jay Chris, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, cool. All right, let's do foreign fighters for 200. Let's clear out all the lower points ones.
Okay, this Australian was a participant in the RIZIN Lightweight Grand Prix tournament.
Who was Damian Beatdown Brown?
Yes. RIZIN commentator Damian Beatdown Brown at that.
That's right. This is before he was commentating, and I think I like him as commentator. But before, now that they got the audio fixed with RIZIN.TV, but before that, it was an absolute nightmare on the like we had to turn down. Remember how we were having audio problems for like years? Like it was like every time something would happen, Damian Brown would like scream, "Oh my god!" and like it'd blow out your speakers. And now they got the audio fixed. It's so much better. It's so much nicer having on the mic, and him and Shivalo just do a fantastic job. And yeah, that's I feel like we should mention that about RIZIN's history, about how they not only navigated the pandemic but also the audio and streaming issues to now where they've just the new RIZIN.TV is flawless, right? I mean, you guys they just upgraded this website. I think that was in preparation for this New Year's Eve.
I haven't checked out the website yet. I'm pretty sure it's a beauty to see.
It is. What do you think, KC? You like the new upgraded RIZIN.TV website?
Yeah, anything's better than going through Live Now or Thriller TV.
Yeah. Trilogy. No, that was back when it was on Fight TV. I remember everyone was dooming and glooming after they left Fight TV. They're like, how could you do this? Remember Drew was getting all butthurt going, dude, this is going to kill the international engagement, all that stuff. But nope, they're back there. They couldn't see the long-term vision, which was they're going to make their own website, RIZIN.TV. And from the interview with Jay Krish and Hafid, the number 3, number 4 at Epic RIZIN, he was telling us how the future vision, the future goal for RIZIN.TV is to make it like the Fight Pass of Asia. So we're anticipating that's not only going to be the RIZIN library access and all the event access. We're anticipating that's going to be, they're going to bring in other promotions that need a platform to stream on, like, maybe some of their collaborating promotions like Road and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes down to Damian Beatdown Brown, he was 2-1 in RIZIN. His last fight was against Tawfiq Musayev in the RIZIN Lightweight Grand Prix tournament back in 2019. And he has mentioned to me and to anybody who would listen that he still wants to fight. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to drop down to 155, as in, 155 pounds, 70 kilos. He wants to basically move up to 77 kilos, 170 pounds if he ever wants to fight again. But as for right now, he's kind of retired. I mean, he's, moved on to doing his own promotion, Beatdown Promotions. He's moved on to training the next generation of fighters. And in addition to that, he's currently working on fighters. In addition to commentating, obviously with Michael Schiavello, he's basically working on trying to at least better himself as a husband and father and all of that. So hopefully if Damian Beatdown Brown ever does come back into fighting, he would do it as a welterweight, but I'm happy that he stuck to commentary, for the time being or permanently if he ever wants to stay in that role. And by the way, before we continue, shout out to the voice Michael Schiavello for finally getting recognized by the Fighters Only crew for being in consideration for the World MMA Awards for Best Commentator.
Not only Schiavello, Sakaki Barasan, the Rose Goat, is nominated. And finally, this year, as for Best Promotion, the Epic RIZIN Fighting Federation is nominated. And, it's like, took you guys long enough to recognize this. It only took 10 years of putting on arguably the, top 2 events in the world. So it's like, about time, World MMA Awards. Now they're really the World MMA Awards. So it's good to see. But yeah, that's interesting news about Damian Brown. I did not know that, Jay Krish, that he would only come back. He doesn't want to go to 155 anymore. It makes sense because isn't he over 40 years old now?
Let's see. Damian Beatdown is exactly 40. He was born Christmas Day, 1984.
Okay, so yeah, so he's gonna be 41 this year. Yeah, you guys will find out when you hit, dude. You don't want to be doing a weight cut in your 40s. So if he wants to come back as a welterweight, I think they could have him open the welterweight division because the Epic Rising's got to expand the roster eventually. And wasn't Kinoshita a welterweight?
Yes, he was.
Is Kinoshita still with the UFC, or did he get cut yet?
I think he's cut.
Okay, if Kinoshita is a free agent, I think they should bring him back and have Damian Beatdown Brown and Kinoshita open the welterweight division. I think that'd be a banger. So, okay, Jay Krish, it is your turn on the game.
And before we continue on that, if you want to go ahead and vote for Mike Giavello, RIZIN, and Nobuyuki Sakakibara, there's the list. There's the link you want to check out. FightersOnly.com. And there's the link, of course. Oh, let's go ahead and continue. Let's finish out. The safe word is for 500. List all 3 of Hideo Tokaro's submission methods in RIZIN. That is kind of tough.
Hey, no one looking it up? You're looking it up. Hey, Casey, this don't count, man. Come on.
I'll say rear naked choke, Kimura, and guillotine.
Oh, I get a chance to. I'm gonna go armbar. What?
Yeah, JayWolf, go.
Armbar, rear naked choke, and say triangle.
You
arm bars. Hey, do I get that? Do I get that? I'm the only one that said armbar. Do I get those points?
You want 1/3 of 500 points?
Well, I'm the only one that said armbar. You're the judge, Casey. You're the judge. So if I'm the only one that said armbar, so does that count, or do I have to say that all of them were arm bars?
It's all or nothing in this.
Okay. Hey, it's Casey's rules here. KingCillo sets the rules. He made the game. He sets the rules. So that one doesn't count, even though I got one of them right with armbar. But yeah, Hideo Tokoro, one of the legends of Japanese mixed martial arts. And, his last fight was such a feel-good. Remember, he was put in there against a young gun that was going to, supposed to just beat his ass and make a name off of him. And he comes back to get a sensational finish. And just what a feel-good moment that was. Outstanding. And I'm sure you guys want to talk about that one a lot too.
Come to think of it, I do have a feeling that if he were to go, he probably will go on to the RIZIN Flyweight Grand Prix Tournament semifinals, regardless of, this thing that's happening this weekend where the fighters got to stage their plea in order to get fans to vote for them. But still, though, I do think that this may be probably the best run in Hideo Tokoro's career, because let's face it, dude has not won a Grand Prix since 2011 when he won the Dream Fight for Japan Grand Prix, beating Masakazu Imanari. So you have to think about it. This dude is basically on his golden time right now.
Wait, he's not part of the Grand Prix though.
Oh, fuck! Really?
Yeah. Remember, we're talking about Tokoro right now. He just had was that an official retirement match, or is he going to come back and fight again?
He hopes to come back and fight again after knocking out Hiroya Kondo.
Okay, but that was a sensational. Because Kondo was supposed to beat him. And, that was just a sensational finish and just such a feel-good moment. And did that happen earlier this year, or was that last year?
Happened at
Super RIZIN 3.
Oh, so that was last year.
Yeah, okay. Super RIZIN 4, the finish against Hiroya was at Super RIZIN 4 back in July.
Oh, wait.
No, Super RIZIN 3 last year in 2024.
Yeah, we're talking about Tokoro. Remember, Jay Krish?
Yeah.
Hiroya versus Matoya was. Matoya and Tokoro.
You're talking about Hiroya being in the Grand Prix right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, he's out of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's where you're getting confused.
Come on.
So,
Point of the matter is, Yuki Motoya is in the Flyweight Grand Prix. He's going to probably be in the semifinals off the back of beating off the back of beating Hiroya Kondo. Either that, or at worst, he's going to probably be a reserve. But still, though, if he does go on to win this damn tournament, no, wait, actually, shit, I'm looking at it right now. If he does,
I think Jay Chris, you're getting Montoya confused with
Tokoro.
oh, god damn it. Sorry. But still, though, point of the matter
Yeah,
is,
we're talking about Tokoro here, not Montoya.
I think we could do a whole video on Tokoro.
and even Furuhata-san is saying Tokoro's not retired.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. Good to know. Thanks for Hata-san. Yeah, so Tokoro's not retired, but that was a sensational victory for him because I think going into that one, if I remember correctly, if he lost that one, he was going to retire, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so then since he won that, that's why he's going to continue fighting. But it was a sensational, man. I just remember how, dude, everybody was just having such a good time with that, and how he won that, and like, dude, that was just one of the feel good moments of the, if not the best feel good moment of the year that year. That was just, man, what an incredible moment. So okay, all right, let's keep the game rolling here, and I think it's my turn, right?
Yes, we got 3 more questions.
All right, let's do Azakura family for 300.
Okay. These Asakuras made their pro MMA debut for Deep on Deep Jewels. I'm going to take a wild guess and say Kana and Mikuru.
Okay, and I'm gonna say, oh damn, what the heck? That's all right. That's all right. Hey, don't worry. I already saw it, so it can't count. It was Kaya Mikuru.
Deep Cage Impact 2012.
You know, that's funny. You know, because Jay Chris, you threw me off saying Kana because Deep Jewels. That's an all girls promotion. But I would have thought that for the Azakura Bros, it would be the Outsiders, because isn't that where they were known from? Was from
Yes,
it
it
was
was.
famous as Outsider promotion.
They fought for Rings the Outsider.
Okay, yeah, and that's where they pretty much got famous for. But that's interesting that they made their debuts at Deep. So that's interesting trivia right there. And as we know, the Azakura Bros are the most popular fighters in the Epic Rising Fighting Federation's history. I mean, Mikuru just sold out the arena, Saitama Super Arena Stadium mode for 45,000 plus fans at Super Rising 4. And what was the one that was 48,000 fans? Was that also Mikuru show?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. But here's the thing, though. When it comes down to Kana Asakura, was undefeated in Deep and Deep Jewels competition at 4-0. So at least I got something off of that.
And I guess Kana she made her debut at Deep, right?
I think she made her debut at VTJ.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Made her MMA
debut offshoot
at Vale Tudo Japan 6 back on October 4th, 2014 in a decision win over Naomi Okaki. Keep in mind, homegirl was very...
So, KC, did both Azakuras make their pro debuts around the same time?
At the same exact event.
At the same exact event. Wow. That's pretty cool. And look at what's happened since then. Man,
all their amateur bouts were in Outsider. Outsider was an amateur-only event, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They had 3-minute rounds, possibly. Let's see.
And then after Deep, did they go to RIZIN immediately after Deep?
They make a pit stop in Road FC. Oh, whenever I say Road, I always want to say Road to UFC. It's UFC brain poison talk there, but Road FC. They both fought at this Road FC event, Road FC 37.
And was that before their RIZIN run?
Yeah, this is right before their... Okay, so we see some RIZIN veterans here.
I saw Yuri Shim. That was Strike Queen Reina's one of her opponents.
This is a very cool knockout, this knee KO here. Mikuru, obviously his opponent wasn't as good as Kai's.
And they were both on the same card at Road as well. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, that would make another interesting trivia question for this game. How many RIZIN cards has both the brothers fought on together?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that one.
I know
at least 3 or 4 cards.
Right, exactly right. And then I think they stop for a while and rotate them with different cards, and then
Yeah,
they haven't fought on the
like,
same card since.
Kind of like the Diaz brothers, where they said they wouldn't fight on the same card.
Yeah, wasn't something like that. Yeah, so but man, Azakura Bros, I like to call them the Azakura Action Bros because they're just, you know, they are the biggest stars in the Epic RIZIN Fighting Federation's 10-year history. And who knows if they'll ever get any bigger stars than them, but I mean, hopefully they will, and that they can build some guys and to become big stars. But dude, Mikuru Azakura especially, the guy has just he is doing his breaking down promotion, millions upon millions of YouTube subscribers, and now, according to one of our bros in the Epic RIZIN FF Fans Discord server, Zach, what was his last name again? Jay Chris Buscape.
Buscape.
Yes, Zach Buscape, who trains and does a lot of corner work throughout Japanese MMA history. You know, he's cornered people and stuff all the way back in Almighty Pride FC days. He's saying that when he was training with Mikuru, that Mikuru has got the spark back. He got the fire back inside of him.
He's got that look in his eyes.
He's got that look. He's got that dog in him. He wants to fight, and he's back into it now. This most recent victory over Kleber has really reignited the passion in him for mixed martial arts. So that is a great thing to hear. I mean, it sounds like we're going to have a couple more years at least of Mikuru fighting. And just, man, it's just great news because he is a superstar in Japan and just arguably the biggest star in the RIZIN FF entire history. Let's just put it like that. I mean, he's just a superstar. So that's great to hear. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Jay Chris, hey, nobody gets points for that one, right?
No points.
No points. All right, hey, don't be so quick on doing don't be so quick on the draw if he gets it wrong next time.
Okay, 2 more questions in the same category. I will take this next one, and I will take this next one, KingCillo. You will be the one to conquer the final question. I will take previous pre's for 400. This Grand Prix is the only one with a rematch being the final.
So I don't think this has to be a RIZIN rematch. This has to be a rematch period. So the rematch could have taken place outside of RIZIN. So maybe that's a really big hint.
Yeah.
Oh, no hints. Come on, I didn't get no hint.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of a big hint.
So what is it?
I would probably say Kana versus Reina.
Is that right, or do I get a chance to answer?
JayWolf, go. Let's see.
Well, is that right, or do I get a chance to answer?
Let's see what your answer is going to be.
Oh, okay. Well, then, if that's not right, then oh gosh, I should have thought it was a rematch. It wasn't Jury and King Mo, was it?
It was the 2017 RIZIN Bantamweight Grand Prix Tournament Final. The acceptable answer would have been the first RIZIN Bantamweight Grand Prix.
Oh, gee, who was that between then?
It was, I think,
Ishii versus Horiguchi.
Horiguchi and who?
Ishiwatari.
Ishiwatari. Oh man, we were way off, Jay Krish. How are we so way off on that one?
I mean, come to think of it, I wouldn't have known. I mean, again, 2017 was so far off because it was like we all remember where we were when Kyoji Horiguchi made his RIZIN debut, but we just didn't know how long it would take for him to be that much of a player in RIZIN. And by that, I mean a player, meaning an actual focal point, not how the Japanese mention fighters as players. But still, though, point of the matter is, Shintaro Ishiwatari and Kyoji Horiguchi, their rivalry stretched all the way back to the days of Vale Tudo Japan.
I think this is a must-watch fight.
Yeah, it is their most watched fight because the first time they fought in 2013, not that many people were able to watch it. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's a very good fight. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's a fifth round finish, and I think it was very close on the scorecards, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, of course.
Being very action packed.
Yeah,
I have to rewatch it. It's been a while.
Yeah, Kyoji Horiguchi knocked Shintaro out in that first fight, and then obviously in the second fight, Kyoji knocked out Horiguchi again. This time with 14 seconds. No, this time 14 seconds into that second round.
Yeah, that was a brutal fight. That second one.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this question actually had 2 right answers. Yeah, so another acceptable answer would have been Seikozawa versus Park, because that was a rematch.
Oh, that's right.
Siwoo Park, I think, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, because they did fight in Deep Jewels, right?
Yeah. So there's technically 2 right answers.
Maybe the rematch part was throwing me off because I'm trying to sit there and think of rematches instead of Grand Prix winners. And man, I'm with you, Jay Chris. I would never have got that one either. That was a tough one. That was like a $500 question.
Okay, we're about to go into 500.
Hey, should this be? Let's make this the double Jeopardy one, and it's worth 10,000 or 1,000 if you get it
so
right.
we'd make a tie then.
Yeah, I'll give you a chance to tie, Jay Chris. That's how nice of a guy I am. Thank you for having me on the show.
This RIZIN Bantamweight Grand Prix participant from 2021 is also a fighter that went 0-2 in the legendary Pride Fighting Championship.
Oh.
Anything come to mind? Remember, it's a 16-man Grand Prix field. This is all Japanese.
Masakazu, Ashikan Judan, Imanari. Is that who that is?
Oh, you got it. Yeah, we tied. Oh.
Ending.
Yes. Way to go. Jay Chris got the double Jeopardy answer correct. Did you look that up? Did you cheat?
No, I
Okay. that was a fun game, KC. Shout out to KC for KingCillo 24 for making that fantastic RIZIN Decade Anniversary Jeopardy game. That was a lot of fun, and we ended up in a tie. How fitting is that? So
let's take a look back at that Grand Prix. Was that 2021?
Yes, that was 2021. Hard to believe it's been 4 years. But here's also the thing. This was coming out the pandemic. So this was the RIZIN Japan Grand Prix.
Yeah, and take note. Look at how it was a 16-man Grand Prix. And was the final on the same night?
Yeah.
Yes. So arguably, this is the best Grand Prix in their history. One of the top Grand Prix in their history, without a doubt. This is what I would have liked this 2025 Flyweight Grand Prix to be, which I think it should have been this format. 16 man to start off, and then with the final being two fights in one night on New Year's Eve. They had time to do it, and would avoid this whole voting situation. But you know what? This voting situation has produced some fun. I have really enjoyed this whole where they sent out the letters for the voting. We had some fun when the RIZIN FF fans Discord with that. So that was pretty cool.
Did you get a letter?
Furuhata-san said that he enjoyed this show as well. And that was great questions. So shout out to KingCillo 24 for that fantastic game. That was a lot of fun. And I'm glad it ended in a tie. I should have been Mr. Nice Guy. I should have kept I could have won no matter what, but I had to give you the double Jeopardy answer question Jay Christian, you chance to tie since it's your show.
But here the point of the matter is this: when it comes down to the winner of that 2021 flyweight Grand Prix, Hiromasa Gikubo, keep in mind the dude is in the RIZIN flyweight Grand Prix tournament semis. We don't know if he's going to be in the tournament semifinals or not, depending on how this voting thing turns out. But let's just say, I mean, I know I kind of fucked up in saying that this was Yuki Motoya's golden hour or Hideo Tokaro's golden hour. It actually is Hiromasa Ogikubo's golden hour, because let's just say if he wins this tournament, never mind the fact that he won the 2021 Bantamweight Grand Prix and all he got in return was losing to Social Kim, losing to Kyoji Horiguchi, and getting brutalized by Juan Archuleta. This is redemption arc. I mean, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna get voted off. I think, or voted to the alternate. I'm guessing that the reason they didn't make it a 16-man like this Bantamweight Grand Prix here, the sensational 2021 Bantamweight Grand Prix, is because they want to guarantee a Japanese final, right? So I'm guessing that they're going to have Gazimadov be voted into the alternate spot, and they have an all Japanese, bracket semifinals, and then make sure they have.
I don't know if they will, because Gazimadov, he's a monster. You can't just keep a monster locked in the cage like that.
Well, remember there was rumors that they were saying that whoever gets voted as the alternate, supposedly, if it's even the alternate, they might have him instead be given the first crack at the Grand Prix winner. So that could be a way to get out of it for them, saying, okay, we're going to vote Gazimadov to be the quote-unquote alternate, or we're just going to have him face the winner. And then that would also give them an opening to bring back their, other popular fighters, which is Hiroya and, probably I'm thinking Shorty Torres, because he had a close fight with Oji Kubo.
Oh, they're going to be alternates for sure.
You think so? Okay, cool. So, yeah.
They're not going to be able to be voted back into the tournament field. They're just going to be on the outside if there's an injury.
Yeah. So, and that's happening, I believe, this Saturday night. It's either Saturday night or Sunday night for us. I can't remember which one exactly on the date, but I think it's going to be happening. It would make sense if it happens after the UFC on Saturday. That would make sense, I think. Because
it happens during the main event of the UFC.
Yeah. I think they're timing it to happen right afterwards, because everybody's going to be paying attention to the UFC that night. All mixed martial arts fans are going to be paying attention to the internet. So that's why they want that vote to happen that night. And I can't remember exactly what time it was going to be happening. Darn it. I should have known. I should have re-looked that up. But yeah, that's happening this weekend. And we're going to see who gets voted off and who gets voted as the alternate or whatever. We'll see how it works out. It's still not clear yet how they haven't really said exactly how it's going to work yet. So we'll see.
I like it because it pisses off that we are RIZIN Andrew.
It's a surprise that we haven't heard from him in the comment section all night.
I know, right? Hey, is this the 2025? Look at how weird that bracket looks with 5 quarterfinals.
Yeah.
What is up, dude? Why did they not just do the 16-man, just like the 2021 Bantamweight Grand Prix? I mean, dude, wasn't that so much better? And they could have done it the 16-man this way. Just had a couple more. Okay, Furuhata-san is saying August 19th is the day of the vote. Let's see. Let's see what that is. Oh, so that's Monday. Never mind then. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. I was given the wrong date. I thought it was the 18th or 17th. So August 19th, that is Monday.
Come to think of it, at least you got it down on the button.
Yeah. So that'll be Monday night in the States and Tuesday night in Japan. And so
Monday night in the States, Tuesday afternoon in Japan.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Correct. So that's gonna be interesting to see. I thought it was, man, I had it wrong. Thinking it was the 17th. Anyways, whatever. Man, this was This was a sensational show. KC, do you want to give any thoughts? I mean, I feel like you didn't really get to talk because you were like the host of the show. I mean, what are your overall thoughts about RIZIN Decade here? I mean, like AJ Chris, do we have time? Can we do like what were your best fights and events and finishes and all that kind of stuff real quick of RIZIN Decade before we sign off?
Think of it, Jay. You've been talking all this time about it. Why don't you talk about it first?
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, just real quick for this past decade, absolute sensation. I love that it's gone for a full decade already. It's already outlived the Almighty Pride FC. It's outlived Dream. It's outlived every other Japanese MMA promotion, right? Except for
Pancrase,
and Deep and all those,
but there's
ones.
Smaller scale.
But for the main big stage, Japanese MMA, the Epic RIZIN is, outlived all of them. And for me, I want to go with the best, the shows. I want to give an honorable mention to RIZIN 20 because that one had international attention on that one, and the VTRs and was that, I can't remember. Oh man, I'm blanking on it. I don't know if that was a Floyd Mayweather one or not. But that one, I just remember having international attention on that one. And our good friend T to the Junk had a great quote that really summed up how RIZIN views mixed martial arts, in my opinion. He was saying that you could feel the love radiating from the screen from the RIZIN's product, and that just rang so true to me because when you watch the Epic RIZIN, even in their pandemic shows, which were their supposedly worst shows or whatever, right? You could feel the love that they have for mixed martial arts. It's just such a contrast to the UFC's bland, it's just so much better in my opinion. I just love how you can tell that Sakaki Barasan, all them really respect and love mixed martial arts and just have a flair for this, just the pageantry and everything. I just love the pageantry of Epic RIZIN. I'm so happy that's back this year. And, like I was saying, for the opening ceremonies, the Otoko Matsuri one this year was, to me, that was the best opening ceremony that they've done. I mean, it gave me I had goosebumps, bro. I'm doing the rock on with watching that Otoko Matsuri opening ceremony. It gave me Almighty Pride FC vibes, just like the original one, original RIZIN, where they did the passing of the torch opening ceremony. It was great to see Sakaki Barasan out there in the fundoshi banging on the drum. Man, that was just so awesome. And then for best fights, man, there's so many to choose from. I'm sure KingCillo has
an episode on this.
Oh,
we're not just restricted to one 10th anniversary show,
Yeah, well, okay. I'll just pick my top ones real quick, and then we can go through like maybe a top 10 list. I don't know. Will you come back for another show, KC? I don't want to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because
name your favorite fight. I'll see if it's on my list or not.
You know what? It's some recency bias. There's been so many good ones though, but I mean, I just love the Catfish one recently, where it was just, man, that was just absolute banger. With the two kickboxing crossovers, Catfish and Kubo, I think it was. Am I messing that up? Was it Kubo? Anyways, it was yeah, and it was just absolute banger to where even like they were saying it was one of the best fights ever, and I think it was. But also, even from earlier this year, remember there was some absolute bangers with Chihiro and Doubtbeck, and I mean and Doubtbeck had another one earlier. I mean, there's just been so many over the years. It's hard to pick just one. So I feel that category got recency bias on that one. And another category is hard to pick one is best finish. I'm going to pick the superior rule set finishes that we've had as best finishes, but for a non-superior rule set best finish, I got to go with Chihiro knocking out Patricio Pound for Pound Pitbull, the only man to ever knock him out. I mean, not even the guys in the UFC have knocked out Patricio Pitbull, and Chihiro Suzuki knocked him out. Man, that was sensational. For best submission, probably go with Joji Goto with the back-to-back twisters. Count those as one for best submission all time. And best events, I mean, I gave honorable mention to RIZIN 20, but I mean, I also want to give an honorable mention to the Bellator versus RIZIN New Year's Eve special. That was sensational, man. I love that one. I can't pick a best event, and so I'll just say the other ones. Maybe we'll do another show where we list off maybe our top 5 or top 10 of the best of. So, but Casey, I'm curious to hear what you have to say because I want to hear some more from you.
Yeah, I think RIZIN 20 is their best show. I think that's a top 20 MMA show of all time when you consider any promotion. I think it's a very safe slot in one of the best shows in MMA history. Just when you take a look at it, you have all those excellent title bouts. You have that lightweight Grand Prix final. I think it's really a show that showed the true potential of RIZIN, but then, the lockdown happened and everything was kind of put off track. But I think that's a very good show to look back on. That could be a rewatch. You wouldn't skip many fights on that. Well, let's just take a look back at that event.
Kind of hard to think about it too. I mean, and while you're thinking about it, I can easily say that my favorite RIZIN event of all time was my favorite RIZIN event. I can't really call it an event because it took place in the middle of the pandemic. Well, it took place at the tail end of the pandemic for us, but Japan was still in lockdown mode. It was RIZIN 28 when they had the first ever mixed martial arts event at the Tokyo Dome since 2003. That was back in June of 2021. And even though, again, the card was pretty much turncated due to the pandemic, you still had some epicness about it.
This is a nasty knockout right here.
Yeah, you still had some epicness about it when you had Roberto Satoshi Souza be crowned the RIZIN lightweight champion in submitting Tofik Musayev. You had the first Kleber versus Mikuru fight, and I know you probably hate that. I know you probably hate this, Jay, the Tenshin Nasukawa boxing exhibition.
No, why would I hate that? I love those. They brought a lot of attention, and that launched tension into going into boxing and stuff.
Yes, of course.
No, the only problem I have with those boxing exhibitions is that they cost too much money, and I would rather them use that money to expand the roster, expand the divisions, which I think they're doing now. So those are just like attention-grabbing fights. I think they're done with Mayweather and all those boxing crossovers, hopefully, and they are starting to what they're doing with the heavyweight Grand Prix. I think they're starting to expand now.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that. And honorable mention, I want to mention. Honorable one is that RIZIN Trigger First. Their first cage show was one of their most violent shows. That had multiple superior rule set finishes on it, and including my favorite one of all that they count it as a DQ because Shinnoyoki bitched in the corner about him, grabbing the fence a little bit, a la Wanderlei Silva grabbing the rope a little bit. But it was a fantastic stomp knockout, and just man, that was and it was cherried by Hagiwara scoring a fantastic grounded kick knockout. Just to put a cherry on top of that event. So that has got to be up there in the top 5 of events. So, yeah, you know what? So I know you love the top. So we're gonna hit under 2 hours here. So we got to have KC back and do another show on like the top 10.
Come to think of it, Jay, I can obviously say that my honorable mention was Super RIZIN 3 because of all the different variety finishes. There was one submission on the card, and that went to the first fight, which was Kazumasa Maejima tapping out Suguru Ni. Everything else was a knockout, a decision, or in the case of the Manny Pacquiao versus Rukia Ampo fight, a draw. We can say fuck Ryan Garcia because he made that fight, worthless at the end of it. But still, though, every single fight on there from start to finish was just incredible to watch.
I think the boxing exhibition here with Pacquiao and Ampo was their best offering in boxing so far for RIZIN.
Because in a way, yeah, it was an exhibition for Pacquiao, and it was to basically test his waters, which he would eventually do about a couple of months ago when he when he drew with Mario Barrios. But still, though, point of the matter is,
But wait, wasn't Ampo? Didn't he take a couple of the early rounds against Pacquiao, and Pacquiao had to do a comeback?
I
I
think
think
so, but
if
still,
he scored those rounds, I think he won it.
You think Ampo won that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember Ampo would look really strong in the beginning, and Pacquiao had to mount a comeback on that. And
Yeah, I think he
what's
won 2 out of 3.
Furuhata-san talking about here? I missed. You're scrolling past those comments too fast here.
but still, though, the point of the matter is, when it came down to Super RIZIN 3, that's the type of action I want to see as somebody who's a fan of professional wrestling and professional boxing. You know, I enjoyed every single second of the pageantry that was that event in front of a sold out 50,000 seat Saitama Super Arena, and B, with Michael Schiavello making his debut commentating for RIZIN.
Oh, nice. Was that also RIZIN.TV's debut or no?
I think
Yes.
it was the event before that.
Oh, it was the event
I think
before
he did
that?
like a
Okay.
test event. But
Okay.
TNF is talking about RIZIN 14, I believe, where they announced Mayweather versus Tension. The tickets were already on sale before that press conference. It was just a very weird announcement. Yeah, so that's
Oh.
what TNF was saying.
Oh,
I think
okay.
the tickets
Yeah.
were going to sell out even without Mayweather versus Tension on the card. But then once he was announced, tickets were instantly sold out right after that press conference. Then there was that whole debacle with whether Mayweather was going to fight or not.
Yeah,
So
and Mayweather coming to the stadium like a half hour later, whatever
yeah,
it was, and making us have the super long intermissions and all that. Man, that was
Well, it wasn't just a half hour late. The dude basically missed out on the entire opening ceremony, which was also the case for the original Super RIZIN card as well.
I don't
Oh
think
yeah, and
Pacquiao
remember
was there.
that's why that fan remember when they were presenting the flowers for his next exhibition match the Japanese guy threw the flowers at Floyd's feet.
Yeah,
Producing one of the most memorable moments in Floyd's career.
And yeah,
yeah,
that fight, those three Mayweather fights, the fight with, what am I trying to say? Actually, those two Mayweather fights, the fight with Tension and the fight with Mikaru, got a lot of attention from Western bloggers, from a bunch of hood rats, basically trying to put over the fact that Mayweather still had it when in reality he didn't, and basically trying to, you know, fluff up Mayweather's feathers, so to speak.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. That got international attention to where one of those Mikuru bouts, the Mayweather Mikuru that was their return to Direct TV. That was offered on Direct TV pay-per-view, like the old Almighty Pride FCs were. And I remember ordering that one on Direct TV. So that was really fun to see them back on terrestrial pay-per-view here on a TV pay-per-view. So
In the United States.
in the United States, exactly. Yeah. And look, see Furuhata-san is talking about that there was a second intermission because Mayweather was late. Yeah, that was that terrible night where there was like an hour and a half intermission or something crazy like that. That was because of me. That's why it was so funny to see the Japanese fan throw the flowers at his feet. The next time he was there, I was like an F you to him. That was so funny, dude.
When it came down to that fight card, Intermission Kun was really testing our patience.
yeah. I think that's one of the big improvements. There's really not those long intermissions anymore. They're usually under 30 minutes long.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when it came down to Super RIZIN, the damn card was 10 hours long.
Yeah, but see, you're counting the prelims. If you take off the prelims and just count the main card, they only run about approximately 8 hours, give or take an hour. So they're usually about every RIZIN event now, even with a 20-minute intermission, is usually about 7 hours, same run time as a UFC event. So it's not everybody complains about it because over here people have to stay up in the middle of the night. That's why people are saying that oh, it's too long or whatever, when it's the same exact runtime as a UFC event. It's just not in our prime time zone here. It's in Japanese time. So it's hard for us over here in the States to make it through a full event. That's why people are complaining about the time. But I love it. Dude, Jay Chris, you're saying that it was 10 hours. I wanted more. I wanted to go for even 20 bouts. I was ready to stay up for another hour or two. I was loving that, man.
Well, that's why my sleep schedule is all fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. But you got to understand, they're not tailored to our time zones. They're tailored to the Japanese time zones. So you can't look at it like that. That's one of my pet peeves with Drew's criticism about their runtime is that it's like, dude, they're not concerned with your guys' sleep times. I was like the bus ball and say, they don't care about your beauty sleep. Get the damn replay if you want to sleep. That's what it's there for on RIZIN.TV. They come with that's another awesome thing about the Epic Rising Fighting Federation now with RIZIN.TV. I love the replay factor to where if you doze off or whatever, you miss it, you can watch a replay. It's just, it is so how far we've come and where we're at now to where we were. It's just dude, what a time to be alive right now and be a fan of Japanese mixed martial arts. Because, you couldn't do this back in the day. Like, Almighty Pride FCs, they used to do it like the old, like how they, like, you've ordered wrestling pay-per-view before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember on TV, they, like, you buy it, and then it's, like, aired continuously over and over again, back to back, right? That was, like, their version of replay back then, right? But now it's like you can you get the pay-per-view and you can put it on replay right away the next day. You don't have to worry about nothing. It was, man, it was freaking awesome. Wait, what is Ferrata-san saying here? Original plan, 4 sessions for RIZIN Decade. Garcia, Bellator, breaking down, and 4 RIZIN might go early morning of the new year potentially. Oh, so he's talking about New Year's this year.
I think he's talking about New Year's 2024.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because I remember we were wondering last year, is like, wait, why are they saying it was RIZIN Decade last year when it was RIZIN it's actually this year, and it was the start of their decade long. It was the start of their 10-year. It was like the 10th year starting on New Year's Eve last year.
If you do think about it, RIZIN did had the first de facto fight rounds of 2025.
They did. Don't they usually do that every single year?
No, not in this.
Oh, okay.
This year, RIZIN 49 was special because, of course, like I said, the Chihiro Suzuki versus Kleber Koike fight did have the first de facto rounds of 2025.
Yeah. So, all right, boys. Hey, what do you think? You think we should wrap it up? We hit it 2 hours.
Yeah.
Casey, he said he's going to come back and do like a top 10 list. Listen to our favorite fights and finishes and moments of the RIZIN's past decade. KC, Jay Chris, you down to do another focus fights in the next couple weeks or so? Maybe. How about this?
Barring weather issues, because of course it is hurricane season in my area. Barring weather issues, if all goes according to plan, I would love to do this again. But also, I would love to reach out to more people to put over the fact that this year marks RIZIN's 10th anniversary.
Okay. Yeah, how about this? I got an idea. How about we wait maybe next week sometime or the week after the Flyweight Grand Prix voting happens, and that way we'll know what the bracket is. We'll know how the voting happened and everything. We can add that into the whole 10-year thing. Would that work for you guys?
I think that works for me.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. How about we rank all the Grand Prix tournaments that they've done? I think they've done around 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah, we can do that.
I love it. Yeah, that we can do. We'll rate the Grand Prix, do our top 10s of everything, and then KC, if you want, if you want to just have KC and a bunch of other guests and not have me, I guess I could. Could I at least make a cameo for at least the Grand Prix part?
I think Andrew's going to be doing 10 anniversary shows as well, coming up in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, but he said his is not until September sometime.
Oh,
So
you don't want to counter program too much.
yeah. So, but okay. So, anyways, to wrap it up for this show, to make it a good 2 hours here.
Jay, you want to go ahead and close out first?
Sure. Yes. This was a sensational show. Shout out to KingCillo 24 for doing this fantastic RIZIN 10-year Jeopardy show. That was a lot of fun. It was great having him on. I would like to hear more from him. That's why I cannot wait. I want you guys to make sure to tune in for the next episode we do, where it's going to have KingCillo. He always makes fantastic. Like, you think this game was awesome? What do you see when he makes his lists and stuff? He does fantastic. Comes with graphics and everything. Like KingCillo was saying at the beginning of the show, he has a whole color tier of like green to red of best to work. It just does a fantastic job. So make sure you tune in to the next show as well with KingCillo. And for me, Jay Christian, I want to shout you out as well. Thank you for having me on the show. This is a lot of fun. I hope to be back for the next one, even if it's just for a cameo, so you can have other people talk as well. But I really appreciate you, brother, having me on here. I love talking to the fans about this, and I love the Epic RIZIN. This is the 10th year of the Epic RIZIN Fighting Federation has been in existence. It's already one of their best years. And to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at JayWolf1. Yes, it's misspelled on purpose. That's because when I was way back in the day when I first started commenting on Yahoo, in like 06 or 07, whatever it was, it just took for. I mean, there was a million other JayWolfs. It was like I didn't want to be JayWolf 1, 2, bunch of numbers, so I just misspelled it. That's how you know it's me, the same me from way back in the day. So follow me, easy to search. And if you're a real person, not a bot or whatever, I'll follow you back immediately. I follow back. Also on the Discord, so you can see from Jay Christian's fantastic banner there. I love it in the Discord. KingCillo's in there. Jay Christian's in there. A bunch of guys are in there. It is so much fun. You can do whatever you want in there. You cannot be racist, and you cannot post illegal streams. That's it. If you want to troll, you can troll. If you want to talk trash, you can talk trash. It is so much fun. It's like the Wild West, and it's of fun. It's just awesome. So come join the FF Fans Discord. Watch it live everywhere. And then on Focus Fights right here, check us. I mean, Jay Krish, I'm on here all the time with Jay Krish doing previews and everything and doing shows like this. Also, the City Life Project with Aisha, do shows with him, and also with Drew and the We Are RIZIN podcast. He said I'm going to get at least maybe, if not the whole show, at least another cameo for RIZIN 51's preview coming up here in September. So look for me on that as well. I think I might also get a cameo on his 10-year anniversary show coming up here. And that 10-year anniversary is actually in September. That was when Sakaki Barasan made the official announcement, was in September. That is why we are doing all these RIZIN 10-year anniversary shows. So, again, shout out to Jay Krish and Focus Fights, and shout out to KingCillo for this fantastic show. Thank you, brothers, for having me on. This was an absolute pleasure and honor.
Well, I can't figure out a better way to close that out. Except, you go ahead and shamelessly put yourself over.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. I've been a long-time listener. If you want to reach out to me, I'm in the RIZIN FF Fans Discord. Like JayWolf was saying, we always have great discussion in there. It really holds us off in between events because, RIZIN isn't every week like UFC. It's every other month, or it could be every month. But it's really a great place for breaking news. We cover all sorts of combat sports in there, whether it be K1, Rise, RIZIN, Pancrase, Shuto, and the like. So it's just a great community in there. There's about 20 plus of us in there that are hardcore Japanese MMA fans. It's just a really good place just to hold you over in between RIZIN events. So if you'd like to reach out to me, you can find me in that RIZIN FF Fan Discord, and that's ran by the We Are RIZIN podcast host, Andrew. So it was a great time on here. I hope you guys had some fun with the trivia. I think the answers were just hard enough. Maybe they're medium difficulty. I'm not sure, but as
I mean, come to think of it, KingCillo, they were probably hard enough to make Alex Trebek smile down from upon us.
Yeah, it was brilliant, KingCillo. You did a fantastic job. I thought they were just the right amount of difficulty, everything. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, but of course, if you want to check out the Discord, the link is flashing right on the screen. You can pause this video, copy and paste, click to join, and let's just say it's free. All we got to tell you is don't post any links and don't be a dick. That's all. That's all. If you don't post any links and you don't be a dick, your time in that server will be just as exciting as you making it out to be. So I guess that leaves me. Well, first of all, you can follow Focus Fights on the link that you see right there. You can check out all the platforms that we have. You can follow me on my platforms. I'm available on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, OnlyFans. Yes, I know. I'm not ashamed to basically let my kink side come out, but still, the point there is, hey, what?
Drop the OnlyFans, I guess.
Are you posting feet pictures or something, Jay Krish?
No. I am only on there to flirt and chill. Let's be real. On that damn site to flirt and chill. But still, the point of the matter is, once again, go ahead and post that link. If you want to check out more of what we have in store, you can check out the Linktree page flashing across the screen right there. If you want to know more about the RIZIN Fighting Federation, you can go ahead and check them out at jp.rizinff.com or search for them all over social media by using the search tag RIZIN Fighting Federation. And of course, shout out to Combat Sports Today, who contributed to this. Shout out to Andrew Benjamin. Obviously yourself, JayWolf, yourself, KingCillo, and to all the fans who have been rocking with this promotion over the last 10 years, including, two people close to us, KingCillo, Michael Frazier, a.k.a. Framus, and Steve Carmen, the guy behind Focus Fights, who, was just so happy to pass it down to somebody because he didn't have any use for it anymore, so he passed it down to us. Because in some way, we're keeping that light going, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's good to keep this going for it's almost our 10-year anniversary, right? For Focus Fights. Started in 2017.
Yeah, hard to believe. As did the We Are Rising podcast start in 2017. I don't know if Andrew is right on the button when it came down to that, even though he started this as a hobby. But still, though, if it wasn't for the RIZIN Fighting Federation, we, as fight fans, would not have continued doing this or shown some type of interest in the superior rule set to the point where Western audiences are actually giving a shit about this thing, to where the Fighters Only Awards are actually finally recognizing Michael Schiavello, Nobuyuki Sakakibara, and the whole damn promotion.
Finally, right? Jeez,
Yeah.
Took them long enough.
I mean, come to think of it, it'll only be a matter of time before RIZIN Confessions gets recognized as best fight-related series, or Lenny Hart herself gets recognized as the best announcer in combat sports.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't given her a nomination. They never have given her a nomination. How crazy is that, dude?
I mean, come of it, she's been doing this shit for 25 years.
That's right.
And the only people that have given her the praise and admiration that she deserves, aside from us, are the video game fans who only hear her from those video game tournaments, and the voice acting community who have only heard her as a Japanese voice or a larynx for high in English-speaking anime.
Do you have her soundbite pulled up? Let's hit it and get out of here for 2 hours 15 minutes.
But still, though, that's it from us for now. We thank you for this very special edition of Focus Fights Audio. And we hope that next time we do these fun and games, it'll be done so sparingly. But until then, for JayWolf, for KingCillo, I have been the Chillmeister Chris Gary saying, peace, my peoples, in one love world. Protect yourself at all times. Keep fighting because you never know who might hear your story. And because I know that you've been chomping at the bit to wanting to do this, JayWolf. I mean, if I can go ahead and get this other damn real quick. Sorry for wasting your time. But as we
Or if
say
I could play it.
in closing, it's like the great Lenny Hart always likes to say, and
Pride never die. Pride has risen.
yeah, I was about to say as you say, but still don't. Thanks for having us on. I mean, thanks for leaving us on and checking us out. We'll see y'all next time.